So we're getting ready here for our second game of the day. This is a BC4 pairs from Ontario and Quebec. We'll have the players from Ontario's Josh Gauthier right now on the court. We have Giovanni DeCero. And the Quebec team, we have, I think I make a mistake here. This is. Let me get those names straight here. Just give me a moment. Thank you. So let's start that again. From Ontario, representing Ontario on the court right now, we have Josh Gauthier and Giovanni DeCero. And for the Quebec team, we have Alexandre Lemaire and Marco Despaltro. They are currently wrapping up the warm-up, and we are going to be starting this game shortly in pairs BC4, Ontario versus Quebec. Okay, in pairs, each athlete will have 3 balls, so there's always 6 balls in every game that are thrown out. But in pairs, because there is only 4 people and there are 2 players per team, they will get respectively 3 balls each to play. And here we have Ontario starting off the first end with Josh Gauthier will be putting the jack ball in play. Asking a little bit of adjustment there to help with the referee. Oh, Josh is an up and coming athlete here at BC4. He's about 17 years old, and he did very, very well in this individual part of the tournament. So the jack ball is in play. We're waiting for Josh to play his first ball. Got a first ball. It's a respectful first ball here. Definitely wanted maybe to have it in front. So it's Quebec now to counter this this shot, and hopefully they can do it in with 1 ball. So Marco has asked Alexandre to take the shot. Again, very, very important to note that boccia is a very inclusive game. We can have athletes from 16 to 56 or more, and the teams can have male and female, so everybody's included. There is a lot of opportunity for athletes to have an opportunity to play a sport. As we could maybe imagine that there's no outlet for athletes with a cerebral palsy or spinal bifida or muscular dystrophy, but there is. And be sure to contact your association and ask the question if you have anyone that would be interested in and taking part at any level. Obviously, this is at a national level, but there are regional teams. There are all kinds of opportunity, and it's definitely a very, very fun sport to play. And there you go, Marco with his second ball. He is able to make his way to the jack. So it's now Ontario to throw out the next ball. So Team Ontario will come out and take a look at the play and strategize on their next move as they have only they actually have 5 balls to play, so they're in a good position. So Alexandre Lemaire will take the shot for Quebec. No, Ontario. So I'm sorry. Josh Gauthier will be taking the shot for Ontario right now. Nice one. So we'll have to decide what's the next move. So we have Marco here shaking his head because they're all mentioning his name quite a bit here, making sure that they don't want him to be able to create some points for their team. Obviously, Mr. Despaltro with his gold medal from the individual play is definitely someone that they want to block his opportunity to score. So there you go. Josh goes in for the push, pushes his ball forward and see if it's enough. Referee decides that it's close, but needs to make a confirmation with measurements here. Donc l'arbitre doit mesurer cette dernière balle qui a été poussée par Josh Gauthier de l'Ontario pour voir si c'est assez pour prendre contrôle de cette manche. Et on va attendre. Et c'était pas assez, donc Ontario doit lancer une autre balle pour... donc le capitaine Giovanni va sortir pour aller vérifier le jeu. So Giovanni is setting up his chair, making sure that he's within his box, not touching the lines. So and has to go again. Lots of communication going on. BC4 athletes are quite verbal, and they like to really give a lot of thoughts to every shot. Strategy all the time. So they have 1 minute left. Lots of time to throw out one more ball. So Giovanni has the one with the ball left, and he will be adjusting his chair. and try to get his ball to score. So the 30-second mark has been given. That's a lot of time. It's not a problem. These athletes are able to release the ball quite quickly. And so push back the blue. And now Quebec approaches the playing area. It's going to be their turn to play the remainder of this end, because all the red balls have been thrown. And so now to see what the next move will be. Donc les athlètes approchent le jeu pour vérifier le scénario, qu'est-ce qu'ils veulent faire pour ouvrir le jeu. C'est sûr et certain qu'on ne reste pas ça comme ça va bouger. Donc, Marco va y aller avec sa dernière balle. Donc, probablement dans le but d'ouvrir le jeu pour Alexandre. Et la balle est sortie. Donc, je ne sais pas si Alexandre va pouvoir prendre un bon lancer. Il semble assez de balles rouges autour de la balle bleue. Donc, Marco va sortir et donner des consignes à Alexandre. Donc, il manque le pointage à l'arbitre. Confirmation. Il va mesurer parce que les balles sont quand même très, très proches. On utilise une lumière quand les balles sont très, très proches pour voir s'il y a de la distance entre les deux. Ça, c'est nouveau dans les dernières années. Les arbitres ont été obligés de commencer à être très créatifs dans la mesure. So the referees have had to become very creative in their measurement technique over the years. We started off with just paddles to measure, and then paper. And as this play has become more and more precise, the talents are just soaring. We've decided to use a light beam to see if there is any distance left between the ball. So he's looking at the clock, thinking about, again, the possible outcome. And if they can make any changes, so they're deciding to see if they go for it or not. The 1 minute timer has been indicated, and Alexandre has 2 balls left, and I think they decide to concede the last 2 because of too much risk there and adding or changing the outcome of this end. So even though it's red that's scoring, it looks like equal distance, so both of them are scoring 1 at this time. The athletes from Ontario are definitely going to go and make sure to get a confirmation on that. Donc ici, l'arbitre a indiqué 1 point chaque, 1 point pour rouge, 1 point pour bleu, mais c'est certain que l'équipe Ontario doit avoir une confirmation sur ça parce que quand on utilise une lumière pour voir s'il y a de la distance, mais c'est confirmé. Ils sont d'accord. Ici, il semblerait que nous avons des distances égales entre la balle rouge et la balle bleue. Ce qui indique 1-1 ici après une première manche. Les deux équipes ont fait un point. Donc, on a égalité après une manche. Ontario contre Québec dans la catégorie BC4. Donc là maintenant, il y aura le temps d'arrêt. So the timeout between ends, the coaches can go and confer with their team. Okay, so we're about to start the second end here. The BC4s have 5 minutes to play each end. And it's Québec now with Alexandre Lemaire that will be putting the jack ball in play. Donc c'est 5 minutes à jouer cette manche et Alexandre Lemaire du Québec va mettre le cochonnet en jeu, ce qui est fait. Et maintenant va se préparer à lancer sa première balle. First ball is a very important shot, so it's important to take time. And there's the timer starts as soon as the jack ball is given to the athlete. So in the past, oh yes, good first ball. Donc sa première balle, Alexandre, très réussie. Mais dans les BC4, c'est évident que c'est pas fini. So BC4 have a lot of shots in their arsenal, and they're very able to bring about some change in this situation. So Josh Gauthier will go for a big shot, probably to push and break things out. So that's an excellent shot. Definitely what you wanted to do, the push and the stick. So he pushed the jack, pushed the blue ball out, and had his ball stay exactly with the jack. So that's what he wanted to do, and that was a success. Donc ici, Marco va lancer sa première balle. Et il va en placement. Je pense que c'est possible, que c'est pas assez. Un peu de distance aussi, la balle rouge est plus proche. So the red ball is a little closer. So I am thinking he's going to want to see maybe a push on the jack and hide it behind. Or he's thinking about it here. Marco looking ready, getting ready to grab his ball, so he's going to be the one to take the shot. And there it is. So Ontario now trying to defend against this situation. So Giovanni coaching Josh here to see what his next shot is going to be. So we'll see what Josh is able to do with this one. Nice push, but not enough. He pushed the blue and the jack a bit, so I'm thinking Giovanni is making the right call here to take the shot. If he can get a piece of the jack and push it behind those two reds, that'd be ideal for them. But they seem to be playing, kind of like playing against Marco, but they should be playing their own game here. So that was enough. Puts Quebec now on the defending this shot. Donc maintenant, c'est le Québec à lancer la prochaine balle pour contrer contre le point ici que Ontario a. Et on va y aller avec Alexandre Lemaire ici pour le Québec et prendre le prochain lancer. Une bonne poussée, là, pousser le cochonnet vers la droite, là, derrière les balles bleues, ce serait intéressant. Et voilà. On crée au moins de la distance, c'est bon. C'est bon. Maintenant, rouge à lancer. Donc, Ontario va venir, Giovanni, le capitaine, va venir visiter le terrain de jeu. Et, so Josh is not sure who's going to go. OK, donc c'est décidé. C'est Josh qui va se préparer pour son lancer. On a décidé de la stratégie qu'on veut utiliser. On va voir si c'est réussi. Et c'est un bon lancer. Effectivement, Josh était capable de pousser la balle rouge vers le cochonnet. Autour de Québec, de contrer le lancer. Marco va y aller avec le lancer. Et défait. Et voilà. Il a bougé la balle rouge qui comptait afin de compter son point. Donc, Ontario, il leur reste 2 balles. Les 2 balles sont à Giovanni. Et donc, on va vérifier c'est quoi leur stratégie en ce moment. Donc, on discute ici si on devrait aller vers le cochonnet pour pousser le cochonnet vers l'arrière et faire suivre sa balle rouge. Il reste 1 minute à Ontario de jouer 2 balles. Donc, on se repositionne. On a poussé la balle. C'est rouge encore. Pas encore certain c'est qui le point. « 30 secondes maintenant. Donc, une bonne poussée, on pourrait peut-être créer une situation. Donc, Québec maintenant ont encore une chance de revenir et compter un point. Mais ce n'est pas encore confirmé qui a le point en ce moment. C'est sûr et certain qu'il faudra mesurer. So Quebec now comes out and with 1 ball left, they have to decide what is they're going to do. Not sure which one is scoring, but looks like it from here. Looks like Quebec is closer at this time. So if Alexandre can get a ball in there into the jack, is possible to score a second point. But there's, again, it's totally speculation on my part because I've had no confirmation from the referee. And from the sidelines, it's not always clear. So Alexandre is taking his time. It's a very important shot here in order to take the lead in this second end. And there it is. Very good shot here by Alexandre, the junior member of this Quebec team. And the referee needs to measure because Marco really wants to see a check. Maybe he's not happy with the 1 point that she may have indicated. So we will measure. It's always important to verify every decision, especially with the score from the referee. And see here, need to zoom in. It's hard. Poor referee has to be close to the floor to do this. Okay, so we'll get the final verdict here from the referee once the players have returned to their players' box. Two blue. So as anticipated, Quebec here takes a 2-point advantage here with a score of 3-1 in the second end. So in 1 minute, we'll resume play, starting third end in a couple of seconds. So we're back here for the start of the third end. Quebec has made a substitution here. Gio replacing Alexandre Lemaire. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so confirmation here on the replacement player for Quebec, Guy Simard. I know most of the players, but some Quebec team have a big group, and there are some new representative here in the BC4 category. And I am just clarifying, making sure I have the right people. So, third end. Giovanni will be putting the jack ball in play. And that's done. So he decides to go right on the edge of the court there, close to the sidelines. Seems to be a little bit risky. Again, with BC4 liking to shake things up, we'll see how his first ball does. Okay, so Guy Small for Quebec will be taking the first shot for the Quebec team here in this third end. So here you're going to discover another throwing style. Where the athlete has to hold the ball with the two hands and throws directly from in front of him. And it's done. So the ball is out. Again, when the jack ball is so close to the sideline, it's quite common that the balls will roll out to the side and not be in play. So Marco Despaltro here took the second shot for the Quebec team and managed to put a ball in close to the jack. See what he does with this next one. And there it is. Looks like it's on the jack. So Ontario has to defend against that right now. Donc maintenant au tour de l'Ontario de prendre l'offensive. So Gio pushes it. Now Josh will try to get in there by pushing the red ball forward. And that was successful. So a very good shot here with solid performance from Josh during this game. His rate of success is very high right now. So both the Quebec players will come out and look at the playing surface, playing area. Okay, so both players here are conferring on what's the next best shot. So Quebec will be throwing out the next ball. It will be Guy Simard taking the shot. So we went for a powerful shot. Got a piece of the red in the back there. He's going to go again. So Guy has thrown out all his balls. Now it's time for Marco Dispaltro to take a shot. So referee indicate that this currently scoring is red. Ontario is currently scoring 1 right now. So we'll see what Marco decides to do with this situation. Again, being so close to the line, there's okay, he's there looking at protecting that score. So Ontario now on the offensive to see what they're going to do, trying to score more than 1 in this situation. There's a lot of traffic from the Quebec team in and around the jack. And if they play it too hard and kick out the jack, they will be put in the middle. So whichever ball is closer. And that would not be a bad thing right now because they do have a red ball on the perimeter. Again, the jack ball is close to the line, but it's still far enough. And depending on if it's really soft, it might not be able to move it with that much traffic in front. So they're probably just going to be playing around that and try to see if they can maybe move out one of the closer blue and kick one of the blue out and open up a space for them to place a couple of reds. So Gio is now placing his chair to throw out his last ball. Manqué la cible, la balle est sortie. So he missed the target. His ball is out. So it's now up to Josh with his next 2 balls and see what he can accomplish. So as we're in the third end here, it's important to gain some points here for Ontario. Really not a lot that he will be able to do given the amount of balls from Quebec that are kind of protecting it. They put up a wall there in front of the jack, so the opportunity to score a lot of points here will be limited. And what they don't want is to change the outcome by pushing one of the blue. So she's going to measure now, and all the balls have been thrown out. Donc maintenant, on va aller vérifier le pointage. Parce que la balle bleue a été bougée un peu. Donc on peut voir si si la situation a changé. Donc, L'arbitre demande aux athlètes de se placer de façon à mieux voir qu'est-ce qu'elle fait au niveau de sa mesure. Donc, on va voir le résultat ici. We'll have the final results here of this measurement to give us the score for the third end. So indicating 1 point for the red team. So Ontario now at 2 to 3 score in the third end. Donc, à la fin de la troisième manche, Québec à 3, Ontario 2. Donc, dans une minute, on vous revient avec la quatrième manche de ce match en BC4 au championnat canadien de boccia ici à Victoria. So, we're going to be back in 1 minute at the Canadian Boccia Championship here in Victoria, BC. Game in the BC4 category, Quebec versus Ontario, with the score in the third end, 3 for Quebec and 2 for Ontario. So we're ready to begin the fourth end here in the BC4 pairs game. And Marco Dispaltro has just put the jack ball in play for his team and is now getting ready to throw out the first ball. Again, that crucial first ball. And very good first ball. He's happy with that. So Gio DeCero taking the first shot here. Is in a better position to take this shot right now. He does a good job. And he's successful. Now Quebec come to the front and turn on the offensive. So it will be Guy from Quebec taking the next shot here for Quebec. He's open. He has a view of the, or partial view of the jack. So we'll see if he can squeeze in a ball in there. And again, so his ball veered to the left of the target. So we'll see if he goes again. Again, throwing with two hands like that is quite challenging to be able to get the release to be exactly straight. We have 2 arms to control. And again, a little bit to the right. That's okay. Now Marco will go in and see what he does with his shot. So we went in there, and for a placement was not enough. The jack moved a little bit towards the red ball and stuck to it. So we have a little bit more work to do here. And he push in his blue. So Quebec is going in to check the situation because given they only have one ball left, it is important now to think about defensively to not facilitate the. So like on the way the balls are lined up right now, there's a lot of a Quebec ball on the side of Josh. So obviously Josh has a powerful shot, so he can. But if he can break through that, you risk pushing a blue ball towards the jack. So he's limited. So they did put a lot of ball on the right there, but Gio is able to maybe produce something with his ball. So we'll see what Guy sends out there, what they decided to do. Definitely they wanted to create some traffic in the front. Because right now, if Ontario scores the 1 point, it's a tie game. So this is if they can push a blue towards the jack and give themselves a point. So they definitely don't want to give up that point because anything can happen in an extra end, and we don't want to go to extra end if we can help it. And so they put up a block for Gio, that's for sure. And Josh will go out and look at what he can do. Gio also comes out. So both of them are conferring because there is a lot of traffic there. There's always a danger of pushing a blue ball back and changing the outcome of the score. They have the possibility here for a point to bring this match into an extra end. So 1 point would give them a tie in the fourth end. So they're talking about that. That's definitely an option here is take the point, go an extra end, or risk pushing a blue back and giving the point to Quebec, which would give them the win. So those are the two options here that they are definitely trying to think about because yes, Josh has a lot of I don't know if it was worth risking it. Okay, so it looks like they decided to go for at least one more shot here to see. Thinking about taking a blue ball out. So we'll see. Okay, so it's risky, but possible. And there was a bit of a push as anticipated. So the referee will confirm that is also one. Okay, so again, and we're back to making a decision. Do we take the point and go into extra end, or try to score another one and risk? So the decision has been made. They are going to take the point and put this game into an extra end. Donc, l'Ontario a décidé de laisser faire. Il y a trop de balles, trop de risques à donner un point à Québec. Puis un point à Québec fait en sorte qu'il gagne. Mais là, en prenant un point pour Ontario dans cette quatrième manche, ça fait en sorte que la partie est à égalité. So they're going to confirm the score, but looks like the Ontario scored 1 point to bring this game into an extra end. Okay, so we'll just have a confirmation here from the referee that yes, Ontario scores a point in his fourth end to bring this game in a tie game, and we are going to be playing an extra end here. So stay tuned. In a minute, we'll be starting the extra end here. There's going to be usually there's a coin toss to see who is going to be throwing out the jack, and again, they will have to play in the middle of the court in the box. They cannot now just put the ball anywhere. They're going to need to put the target is going to be the square in the middle of the court right now. So stay tuned, and in a minute and after the coin toss, we will decide who is going to be throwing out the first ball. So the coin toss is being done by the referee, and then they have to decide who's going to take the jack. Okay, so referee places the make sure that they have the proper jack. Places on in the middle of the court. So, and the coin toss was to decide who would have the first go at the jack. So Ontario won the toss, decided to take the first shot at the jack. In this extra end here in the BC4 category game in this round robin here today. So Gio misses the mark. It was a little bit long, and decided to take the first crack at the jack. And Again, is a bit disappointed in his shot. Obviously, it's always at this point. It's crucial to be on the jack. So it is now Marco Despaltro that will take the shot, and he's done this many times. So it is now red. So Josh will go the next shot. So Josh has a good view of the jack right now. He's able to make that shot quite easily. We'll see how he does. And he's ready, and there's a release. But comes up short, so red got to go again. And being in the middle, there's less angle for the athletes to be able to go around because they are blocked right now, and blue is closer to the jack, so there's not a lot of angle. So that's why we saw yesterday, Marco was trying to placing his balls in the middle. He explained how that cuts out the angles that the athletes have, especially those who are sitting in the middle of the court. And if he's a right-hand thrower, he cannot go outside of his box to get that angle. But Giovanni here will attempt, obviously, to get around the blue. Get in on the side there. So Gio is getting ready for his shot. He's going to try to get around that block in front. So he's collecting his himself and just staying calm. Again, creating more block for himself. At this stage of the game, if Ontario doesn't get to beat this shot, Quebec doesn't have to throw out another ball. Really, all they need is the win. So both Ontario players are going to come out and take a look close up of what's going on. So right now, not sure who is going to take the shot. Let's see. Gio probably. Oh. Yes. If Josh wanted to try it, and he said, not really. Well, he did get to push a little his red and move it out, so we'll see if that was enough. And it was. Good shot from Josh. Really was able to, but obviously there was a couple of options here for the Quebec team. Definitely, well, their only option right now is to push that blue ball forward. And they're going to go with Guy, who has a straight line to the target. I'm not sure if he's lined up, but again, from here it's hard to tell. I didn't think he was lined up. And the ball went exactly where he's lined up. So he needs to turn his chair a little bit. I don't know. that way. Okay, so we'll see what Guy does this time. That's okay. No harm. So now Marco will, not sure what he's going to do, but definitely he needs to change the situation here to bring his team at the advantage. And it is done. Two in front here. That is a very, very good shot. So that's exactly what I want to do. Put 2 there. It's kind of like really going to make it difficult for Ontario at this point to score. But there's still an option here with the one of the red to be pushed forward if Gio is able to get in there. So they have 1 minute left. And there's the only option is to push that red forward. Josh is definitely blocked. There's nothing he can do. It'll be up to Gio. And if Gio can push his ball forward, and depending on the power he can put behind his ball.
30 seconds.
Well, you have 30 seconds on the clock now to finish this. And we'll go for it all. And so it there's one more ball here. Well, Josh can split it up. Who knows? Ici, Josh se prépare. Et ça serait vraiment intéressant. Wow! C'est un beau lancer. Nice shot. So they're going to go and look. Obviously, if Quebec is scoring, they will not throw out another ball. That's for sure. So they don't need to win by the point differential in extra run doesn't count. All they're looking for right now is the win. We'll see what they decide. And we'll see why they would decide anything else but to concede. Exactly. So right now, that's all they needed is the win and an extra N. Any points done after that does not go through the point differential situation. So all they're going for is the win. And as soon as, and obviously they scored, looks like it's 2. But I'll wait for a confirmation from the referee once the Ontario team has looked at the situation. A very good game here between the BC4 Ontario and Quebec team. So two more points here brings the score to 5, final 5-3. For Quebec here in the BC4 game. Final 5-3. So our next game coming up soon. We will have at 12 Western time here. Quebec versus BC in team play. Congratulations here, the BC4 Quebec team winning over Ontario pairs 5-3.